This conference will now be recorded.
In the last session, we were talking about different points related to accounting, where we understood what is the implementation project and what we wanted to understand from legacy system, new system, some small basic fundamental examples we took just to get an idea. Right, debit, credit, all this point. Now what we'll do is, we will try to understand basics from configuration point of view. If you look at from configuration point of view, what are the basics which we need to know, which we must be aware of, is something which we will see today. Now in SAP FICO, whatever we look at, any functionality that you talk about, to make that functionality possible, usable in SAP, all we need to do is configuration. Is that right? Any functionality in SAP is usable only with the help of configuration. Now, for us to do the configuration, for us to maintain the configuration, you are aware and I am aware that you have two ways. One is your transaction code with which you can do the config. What is the other approach? How do you go to the config screen?
SPRO.
One is your SPRO path. These are the two ways through which you can do the config. Point number one is with T code. And point number two is with the help of SPRO path. In short, menu path. These 2 points first you have to remember. Either through T code you can do the config, or through SPRO path you can do the config. Second one, where we will maintain this config. When we are all talking about configuration, we need to also question ourselves, where exactly are we doing this configuration? Where do you do this config in SAP?
Development system.
Right, you'll have to tell, I will maintain the configuration in development system. So when you're talking about configuration, it is not configurable in every system. Every SAP system cannot be configured. Within SAP system, there are different subsystems, which we typically call it as system landscape. Anybody heard system landscape here?
Yes.
Yeah. Development.
Right. We will be talking about something called system landscape. In the system landscape, you will typically have three types of system. One is your development system. Two is your quality system. Third one, production system. You will see development system, quality system, and then production system. And when you are looking at development system, can you do configuration here in the development?
Yes.
Yes.
Configuration is possible in the development system. Can you do the configuration in quality system?
No.
Quality system configuration not possible. Production system?
No.
In production system also configuration is not possible. Meaning, out of all the three systems within SAP, how many systems are configurable? All or only one?
Only one.
Only one is configurable. What is that configurable system?
Development system.
Development system. Right, that is a development system. Now, when we say that I am working for a project, we are working for a project. Let's say, as a FICO consultant, we work for projects. This is correct. You all work for the project after getting the job or not?
Yes.
You say that I am currently allocated to this project, I am working in X project, Y project, Z project. In short, everybody will tell that I am working in some project as a FICO consultant. Now, each project you will find a client, you will have a client. Each project contains a client. For example, if I am working for Apple project, who is my client? If I am working for Apple project, what is my client here? Development, quality, production, or Apple only?
Apple.
Apple is my client, right? If I'm talking about, let's say I am working for, let's say Pepsi project. In this case,
Pepsi.
Pepsi is my client. Like that, client is something where you're actually working for or to whom you're actually working. Client is also a company.
Yes.
Client is also a company. For example, if we mention, let's say we have 4 years of SAP FICO experience, possible or not? If I say I have 4 years of SAP FICO experience, easily possible when I go to the market.
Yes.
Now, for 4-year experience FICO consultant, in general, how many projects I have to show in my project, in my resume? At least 3,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? We have to show, let's say, we have to show 3 projects. Now, these projects I can say, I'll show one implementation project, I will show one rollout project, I will show one support project. When you look at implementation project, I need to write a client name here. I cannot just put implementation project, right? Is that right or not?
Right.
Yes.
I'll have to put a client name in my resume for implementation project. Let's say I will put I implemented for, let's say, Sony India. Rollout, let's say we did rollout for Apple India. Support, support also we need to put a client name. Let's say I'll put Bosch. Something I'm writing. Now for every project, what am I writing? A client name, in short a company name. Is this right?
Yes.
Now Sony has a SAP system, Apple has a SAP system, Bosch is also having SAP system. When I am working for Sony project, I will be having access only to Sony system or everybody's system in this world.
Only Sony.
Only Sony system.
When I'm working in Sony project, I will have access only to the Sony SAP system. Similarly, if I'm working for Apple,
Apple.
Apple access.
when I'm working for Apple project, I will have access only to the Apple project, Apple SAP. Similarly, when I'm working for Bosch project, I will have access only for Bosch SAP. Is this correct?
Yes. Yes.
Correct.
This is what you will get it. Now, in each client, in each system, in each project, you will have these 3. If I'm looking at Sony SAP system, in Sony SAP system, do we find a development, quality, production?
Yes.
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 Right? If I'm looking at Apple system, if I'm looking at Apple project, if I'm working in Apple also I will find a development, quality, production.
Yes.
Yes.
If I'm looking at Bosch, even in Bosch I will find a development, quality, production.
Yes.
Like that, if I take any project, if I take any client, if I take any name, Everywhere I will see or we will see development, quality, production as common factor.
Yes.
Yes.
Everywhere you will see development, quality, production as a common factor. These three are basically your system landscape. Before you think, before you talk anything about configuration, you must know this 3 points: development, quality, production. In any project you take, no matter what, no matter where, no matter how you're working, even if you work for one day as a FICO consultant, in any client, in any project, you must be aware of system landscape.
Yes.
Is this required or not? Even if I did one day as a FICO consultant,
Yeah, required only.
Yeah.
this is required, without which you cannot do anything in the system. Now, if you're looking at SAP, if you want to log into SAP, if you wanted to get into SAP, if you wanted to log into SAP or if you wanted to get into SAP, there are two ways, right? Let's say to log on to SAP, you have two ways. Point number one, you can log in through what?
Transaction.
Through SAP GUI. This is to log in into SAP. You have SAP logon pad.
Yes.
Basically, you will find this SAP logon icon like this. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
This is option number one to log into SAP. Option number two to log into SAP is what? Through
Browser.
Understood.
Fury app.
Fury. What are these two possibilities to log into SAP? One with the help of a GUI, one with the help of a Fury.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when I'm going through GUI to log into SAP, while logging into SAP also, are we supposed to aware development, quality, production, or these are not required?
Required only.
Required, right? When you're logging into SAP, you should know development, quality, production. Correct or not?
Yes.
Required or
Correct.
not required?
Required.
Yes.
Meaning, just like that, you cannot log into SAP also. Forget about doing the config. You cannot just like that log into SAP also. You need to make sure where you need to log in. Everything is SAP only. Let me go to anywhere. Is that okay?
No.
No.
Everything is SAP. Let me log in anything. What is the problem if I log into development? What is the problem if I get into quality production? You should know what is the purpose of your work, what exactly you want to do. Accordingly, we need to decide where to log in, whether to log into development or to quality or to production. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I cannot just like that put my ID password, go to SAP, do whatever I want, right? It will not work in any project. Similarly, when I'm talking about through Fiori, Fiori also same thing. I should have development, quality, production. Is this correct again?
Yes.
In short, to do any configuration, you have to go to SAP. Now, to go to SAP, you should know development, quality, production. To log into development, to log into quality or to production, you should know the purpose of your work. If I do not know what I exactly want to do, can I decide where to log in?
No.
You cannot decide where to log in if you do not know what you want to do in SAP. Is it okay if you do not know what we will do as a consultant and we are logging into SAP doing practice and all? Is that practically okay or not okay?
Not okay.
Practically, it is not okay. You must know when you're logging into SAP what you need to know. Now, if I show you SAP logon pad, for example, even when you join a project tomorrow, even when you join any company tomorrow, you will be given a laptop or you will be given a desktop. Agree?
Yes.
Any laptop you will receive, any desktop you will receive, and to the company who you are an employee.
Yes.
To the company, you're an employee who is going to work on SAP.
Yes.
Yes.
You're an employee who will be working on SAP. Now, the laptop that you will receive from your company will contain this SAP logon pad already installed on it. Am I clear?
Yes.
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 It is already installed. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to call any IT help desk. Nothing is required. All these things are pre-installed now. Those are the days which are gone where you used to join in a company by going to the company physically on day one. But do you really have to go to the company on day one currently? On
Not
day one,
needed.
you will receive a joining kit at your home. Laptop, diary, water
Yes.
bottle, pen, pencil, all these things will be delivered at your home.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Technically, you do not have to go to any office and everything is delivered at your home. Laptop, everything will be handed over or it is couriered at your home. When you open the laptop, or even if you are going to the office on day one to collect the laptop, in some companies they say employee must come to the office on day one to collect the asset. Some companies no need to come to office, we will deliver the laptop or all other accessories at your home. Both are possible.
Yes.
Depending on the company, both are possible. Now, either ways, whether you're receiving the laptop from the office or you're receiving the laptop at your home through delivery, when you open the laptop, you will find a SAP logon pad because company knows that you are a SAP consultant. Company knows you are the SAP consultant and this laptop will be used by SAP consultant. This application is pre-installed on your laptop. On your laptop, this is pre-installed. When you open your laptop, you will find this SAP logon pad. Double click on this SAP logon pad. If today is what my joining date, if today is my joining date, if I open my SAP screen like this on my laptop, if I click on SAP logon pad, it will be blank like this, right? It will be blank like this. Do you find any connection here or it is all blank? Names, connection names.
Blank.
It's always blank.
Everything is blank because I am currently not assigned or I am currently not tagged to any of the project because today is my day one. I'm not assigned to any project. Let's say today I was introduced to a project manager. Today I was introduced to a project manager that okay, he's Mr. Ajay joined as a new FICO consultant and you can take him in your project. Project manager will talk to me for some time and then he will tell okay, you can meet the team and he might introduce me to the team. Maybe a project lead or team lead will come, introduce me to the project team. And then he or she says that, okay, he is Mr. Ajay, joined as a FICO consultant in our project. After that, I will sit and they say that you can go, nobody will make me sit next to them and make me understand the process, right? Because for everybody, I am a FICO consultant, an experienced candidate,
Yes.
right? According to everybody, I'm a FICO consultant, I'm an experienced candidate. What they will do, I will give you the system access. You can look at the system, you can go through the system, and you will be able to understand. Okay. When they say that we will give you the system access, you can go through it. Now, what they will do, they will not take my laptop, they will not add the connection details here. Instead, they will give me a screenshot. On day one, do I get my email ID?
No.
Possible or it may not be possible. Both are possible. Sometimes I will get my email ID on day one itself. Sometimes it might take a couple of days to get my email activated. Point number one, if my email is already activated, I will receive the system connection details on my email or I will receive it on Microsoft Teams. That is what the communicator we will use in the office,
Yes.
Microsoft
Yes.
Teams. You will either receive the connection details on Microsoft Teams from your colleague, from your other module consultant, or from your lead or from your manager. From there, you have to add connections on your own. From there, you need to add a connection on your own. Point number one. Point number two, somebody will show their existing connection details to you. Somebody will show like this, their existing connection, and they will show you something like this. They will put something like this and they want you to open it. They want you to add it. By looking at this, you should be in a position to add it or not on your own. By looking at it, you should be in a position to add on your own. Or somebody will say, okay, add the connection, I will tell you. If somebody is telling you can create a connection, I will tell you. Somebody will tell, okay, write down application server 12.4.5.22, system ID 00 and instance number 123. If somebody is telling like this, if we say that no, I do not know what are you talking, is this okay?
No.
No.
It is not okay. You have to know what they're referring to. You have to know how you need to add a new connection details on your system. Now, as per our previous understanding in this Excel sheet, if you look at any client, in each client, in short, in each project, how many systems are available in SAP?
3.
Three systems. What are those three systems?
Development,
Quality and
quality,
production.
production.
Development, quality, production. These three are mandatory in every project. And this development, quality, production, you call it as system landscape. Now, if I come here, for example, I am now joining as a FICO consultant for, let's say, Apple project. Possible or not?
Yes.
Possible.
I am joining as a FICO consultant in Apple project. In Apple project, how many SAP systems will be there?
3.
1.
3.
In Apple, three will be there. Apple also contains the same landscape, the way everybody uses it. Development, quality, production. Is this clear or not clear?
Clear.
Yes.
Clear,
Clear,
right?
sir.
You will have three systems: development, quality, production. If I am working for Apple project, I will say Apple development, Apple quality, Apple production.
Correct.
Right? If I'm working for Apple project, I will tell Apple development system, Apple quality system, Apple production system. What if I am working for Sony project?
Same.
Same, sir.
System.
Same.
Same.
I will again have Sony development, Sony quality, Sony production.
Yes.
Yes.
If I'm working for Bosch project, again same or there will be any change?
Same. Same.
Same for both as well.
Same. Bosch development system, Bosch quality system, Bosch production system. Meaning, no matter where you are working, no matter in which project you are working, everywhere the landscape is the same. Development, quality, production. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Everywhere, development, quality, production remains the same. One point which we need to understand here. Let's say, for example, SAP FICO consultant at, let's say, Wipro. Possible?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Let's say you are or I am or we are SAP FICO consultant at Wipro. And I am assigned to Apple client or Apple project. This is also possible.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is also possible.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is also possible. In short, wherever you are working, what is your payroll company here?
Wipro.
Wipro. In short, you are employee of which company?
Wipro.
Wipro.
Wipro. But are you working for Wipro SAP?
No.
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 Then whose SAP are you working for?
Apple.
Apple and
Apple
Apple
and Sony.
and Sony
Right?
client.
Now we call this Apple as your project. You call this Apple as your client.
Yes.
They'll ask you
Yes.
casually also, right? For which project you're working, you're working for which client, who's your client. In general, this is how people talk to you.
Yes.
Yes.
If you tell that I'm a FICO consultant, they will ask you who's your client. In which project are you working? You're in which project? Simple one-liners they will ask, and they expect you to give the right answer. What do you mean by client? If somebody is asking which client are you working, if I say I'm working for development client, is it okay?
No.
No.
If I say I'm working for production client, okay?
No.
No.
Depending on the situation, depending on the scenario, we have to understand and then respond. Am I right? Names will
Yes.
be same. Names will be same. There also you're talking about a development client. Here you're talking about Apple client. Client is here and there same. But depending on the context, depending on the situation, the meaning will differ. Meaning will change. So can I by heart these things here?
Not.
No,
We
present sir.
cannot by heart because it is not same. Only the terminology is the same, but the context is different. You cannot by heart. Like this, many things in SAP FICO we cannot by heart. Many things in SAP FICO cannot be by hearted. You have to understand the concept of it. Depending on the situation, automatically things will come out. You will speak correctly without any additional effort. The moment you try to write down points, the moment you try to list out, read every day by heart, any extra effort, any additional effort you put here will create unnecessary problem. Not now, in future. Points to the extent of what you need to understand, only to that extent you need to understand. After that, leave about it. You don't need to remember. You don't even need to prepare. You don't need to put any additional effort on it. Because every day you will do the same thing. By default, these things will get registered in your mind. No additional effort from anybody to remember these points. Am I clear? If you put additional
Yes.
effort, your effort will
Yes.
create confusion. Don't put any effort. Not required. It has to come automatically by default from your mouth. That's it. Don't put any effort. Don't write somewhere. Don't read because this might be a confusing factor. Let me read it clearly. Don't put any such effort. Nothing is required. Casually, you will do it. Automatically, everything will get familiar to you and you will talk by default like a FICO consultant in few days. If you try to write down client means this also client, that also client, for every point you will get confusion in your mind. Okay, now in this case, as a FICO consultant in Wipro, I can say I am working for Apple project. I can also say I'm working for Apple client.
You can.
Yes.
Yes.
Now
No, I
as a
don't
FICO
think so.
consultant, at a time I can work on one project, or at a time I can work on multiple project also. Both are possible or only one is
Yes.
possible.
Both are possible.
Multiple.
That's possible.
If I am working on a single project at a time, if I am working on multiple projects at a time, both are possible.
Yes.
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 Yes, sir.
Correct, both are possible. From Wipro, I can say that I am working for Apple project only. Apple project only I'm working, or I can say I'm working for Apple and Sony. If you are working for a single project or for a single client, you are called as you're a dedicated resource or you're a dedicated consultant.
Yes.
If you are working for two clients at a time, you are called as a shared resource. Anybody heard these two names, these two terminology anytime?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right? Sometimes you may be a dedicated consultant, you may be a dedicated resource to a client. Sometimes you may be a shared resource. They will tell, okay, you will work 2 hours for this client, 4 hours for this client, 2 hours for another client. Or whenever there is any ticket, you will be working there. And these shared is possible, especially in your support project, where do you find these shared resources? In the support projects.
Yes.
When you tell you are working for a support project, you may be a shared resource. Maybe at a time you are providing support for Apple and Sony. In support project, what you will receive?
Only tickets.
It's
Tickets.
tickets.
We work on we receive. Ticket is also called as what? Incident.
Mhm.
And you will call as change request. You will also call it as service request. Is this correct? If I say I am working on a support project, typically this is what I will be working on, right? I may be working on an incident or a change request or a service request. Is this correct?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
As a FICO consultant in any support project, you will be working on these three areas: ticket or incident, change request, service request. Let's say
Sir, in one company, how it possible to work at two projects, sir?
I'll explain everything. First, we're just trying to get familiar with the different terminology, and later on, we will connect all activities that we do in our classes. We will connect it to these points. Okay, just we are now trying to get familiar with the different terminology environment that you will come across when you become a consultant. Assuming that I'm an end user now, point number one, I am making a payment entry. I got some error. What I will do in this case?
Create a ticket.
As an end user, will raise a ticket.
I will create ticket or incident. Which ticket? I will create a support ticket, right? In short, any error that I am facing or any issue that I am facing is called as a ticket, incident. Right now, on this ticket, who will work?
Consultant.
On this ticket, FICO consultant will work because this is related to FICO module. Now, consultant, now when you raise a ticket, you will raise the ticket, option number one, through email, option number two, through any ticketing tool.
Yes.
Yes.
There will be a ticketing tool. Now, don't get confused what is ticketing tool. Anybody who is working, if you have to request for a leave, if you have to apply for a leave, do you really take leave on email or you will apply on the portal?
Apply on the portal.
In many of the cases, in any company, we will be applying leave on a portal. When you go to portal, is this portal same in every company or this is different depending on the company?
Different depending on the company.
Different.
Right? Somebody will use SuccessFactors, somebody will use Zoho, somebody will use XYZ portal, because there are many service providers in the market for these services. Similarly, when you're talking about a ticket, it is also like a portal. The way you're applying a leave, similarly to raise a ticket, to raise an incident, there will be a portal. You have ticketing tools. Anybody heard of ticketing tool?
Yes. Service now.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
ServiceNow,
Yeah.
Jira,
Yeah.
different names will be there. These are all a ticketing tool. It's a web-based web application, a ticketing tool. It can be any ticketing tool depending on the company. They might use any ticketing tool. Some companies, they don't have any ticketing tool. They'll say that we will send in the email, and based on the email, they will track in the Excel sheet. That's it. Anything is possible. You need to make sure ticketing tool is what? A web-based application. It can be of any product, any company. What are these ticketing tool companies? How we use it? We will see later on. But remember, your user will raise a ticket in the ticketing tool. Based on that, you will create the ticket in your name. In short, you will assign ticket to you, and then you will provide the service. In short, you will provide the solution to it. This is what is your ticket when you get an issue. Let's say second one, I want to book customer receipt in a new bank GL, but exchange rate difference error is coming. This is also possible.
Yes.
I'm trying to book a payment from the customer. When I'm trying to book this payment, I'm getting exchange rate accounts are missing, some error is coming. Now what I will do here? Again, I will raise a ticket.
Yes.
It's a configuration change request.
Right? As an end user, I will raise a ticket. Now this ticket, who will see? Consultant.
Yes.
Yes.
When you're looking at this ticket as a consultant, you will see, because I would have given a screenshot also. I am trying to process payment, below error I am getting, please help me. Okay, you will see the error, you understood. Okay, this exchange rate difference error is coming. You know that this is not a ticket, this is a configuration change. Right? You know that to fix this error, you have to maintain configuration in the system. If you realize, no, this issue resolves only when I maintain the additional config in the system. For any configuration, what you require? Incident or a change request.
Change request.
Change request.
Right? Here we need a change request because it requires config changes. Because it requires configuration changes. Wherever there is a configuration, what do you call it as? Incident or CR?
CR.
Wherever there is a configuration, you call it as CR. Your end user is not always aware that this is a CR. From their side, they will always raise an incident. Based on the incident, to provide a solution, if you require any configuration, you need to ask a user to create a CR, or you create a CR and then close the incident. Every company might have a different policy. Accordingly, you need to act according. Now, third one, let's say I am trying to generate a report, I'm getting authorization error. This is also possible.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to see a report. When I put the report and when I try to execute, I'm getting you are not authorized to see XYZ. What I will do here?
You will raise service
You'll,
request.
as an end user, will raise a ticket.
You will raise a service request. Now you got 3 points, one related to ticket, one related to CR, one related to service request. When
Yes.
what will come, slowly we need to have at least a basic idea. As you move forward, if you're on GL, you will understand what could be the ticket in GL, what could be a CR in GL, what could be a service request from GL. Similarly, when you're in AP, you should know these points when you're on that particular topic itself. Because when you're preparing for the interview, these are mandatory or not. People will ask what are the support tickets that you worked on.
Yes.
At that moment, we should not Google SAP FICO support tickets. You should not ask your friend, give me some tickets. You should be in a position to make out multiple tickets, as many as you want. Different change request, as many as you want. If you know the process, there could be a ticket and there could be a CR, there could be a SR. Accordingly, make example on your own and put shortlist examples that are accepted by everyone. Meaning certain errors, certain mistakes are not supposed to happen. If I say that I came to office today by bike, but I forgot my bike key, is this correct?
No.
If I forget my bike key, I cannot come by bike, right? Simple logic. I cannot even start my bike, right? If I forget my key.
Yes.
All right. Like this, we don't realize. But the moment you realize and the moment you start applying, okay, is this correctly possible? Is this meaningful ticket? Is this meaningful change request? Is this meaningful service request? You will get to know. If I tell this to an interviewer, will they accept or they will not accept? Easily we will understand. But what will happen when we are preparing for it? We will take some tickets, we will take some CR or some SR from different sources. We will start preparing on it. We will start by hearting it. We will start putting different efforts. And tomorrow when you tell, it is like I came to interview by bike from my home. Where is your bike key? I forgot at home. Then how your bike is started? Then how your bike came here? It will be like that, which we will never realize, according to us, because we did not have any hands-on experience. We did not have any practical understanding on it. Whatever we hear, whatever we read, whatever we see, we end up repeating the same, in which we will not realize whether it is practically possible or not possible. This is a silly mistake or not, silly reason or not. If I tell I forgot my bike key, but I still came by bike. All right. Certain
Yes.
things will look very silly, but in FICO also we will make similar mistake because we are not aware. If I tell this reason, you will make fun of me or not?
Yes.
If I'm your friend, if I tell this, you will make fun of me, right? I came by a bike after forgetting my key. Then you'll ask, you took bike in cab and then you came here, or you took bike in your trolley container and then you came here. You'll make different fun of me, right? Similarly, in the interview, if we talk like this, they will also play with us. They will also make fun with us. Reason, the answers that we are talking are not aligned with the practical whatever happens. Why these things are happening? Because at the beginning, while learning, while practicing, we don't pay attention on it. We read these points from an interview point of view only. Don't read this point, don't prepare this point from interview point of view. Because in your projects, tomorrow when you get a job, support is an exclusive project that you will work.
Yes.
Right? You may be working on a support project dedicatedly for 1 year, 2 years. then it is not your interview preparation, it is your actual preparation. If after getting a job you are working on a support project, how you will get the environment, what you need to understand, you should at least have a basic fundamental practical overview of it, then only you can connect, otherwise we will find it difficult. Now you should know, when you're working in a project, if your project is support project, you will be getting incident, you will be getting a CR, you will be getting SR, change request, service request, incident or ticket. On these things you will be working on, and you need to know if somebody is asking which ticket you worked. Can you tell me some tickets from automatic payment program? Can you tell some tickets that you handled on fixed assets? If somebody is asking you questions like this, is this configuration question?
Yes.
If somebody is asking, tell me some tickets that you handled on fixed assets, am I asking you to tell me the asset config?
No, sir.
No, support tickets.
No.
Right? I'm asking, tell me tickets that you worked on, tell me the tickets that you handled on fixed assets. Is this configuration question or non-configuration question?
Non-configuration.
Non-configuration question.
This is non-configuration question, and whatever you answer to this, it should be meaningful, acceptable, or non-meaningful, non-acceptable.
Meaningful and acceptable.
Acceptable.
Right? It has to be meaningful and it has to be acceptable. For example, you look at your parents' mobile phone. All our parents or brother, sister, whosoever will use the mobile phone. And while using a mobile phone, when they're using a mobile phone, let's say they face some problem.
Yes.
They face some problem and they say that I want to play a YouTube video, how to play this. You will show or you will not show?
We will show.
We will show.
You will show how to play a YouTube video on a mobile phone. How you will show? Are you making any settings change in that mobile?
No.
You're not making any changes in the mobile, right? You will tell them, okay, you go to menu, you see this YouTube icon, or you will create the shortcut on the home screen. You will tell them, click on this icon, YouTube will come, and you will show them mic icon. You ask them to tell what you want, it will show, or you ask them to type, and then you will tell, click on this, it will play. Any changes you are making on the mobile?
No.
No, right? No changes. Now, can I call it as I supported, I helped my father, my mother, my brother, my sister opening a YouTube video on smartphone? Now, if I'm helping my friend or my parent to play a YouTube video on their smartphone, what is this? Incident? Support? Ticket?
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes when they say that, please tell me how to open a YouTube video, sometimes you will do it immediately. Sometimes you will tell, wait, give me some time, I will do it. I'll do it in the evening. I will do it tomorrow morning. Yes or no? Every time you will go and do it immediately on the spot?
No.
Depending on what they are telling, you will tell certain things you will do it immediately, certain things you will take some time and then do it. Meaning when somebody is asking for something, not necessary you will respond, you will do it on the spot, right? You will act according to the requirement.
Yes.
You will act according to the requirement. Similarly, when you are getting any ticket, you will also act according to the priority. You will have P1 ticket, P2 ticket, P3 ticket, P4 ticket. Anybody heard?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
P1 ticket, P2 ticket, P3 ticket, P4 ticket.
Yes. Yes.
Now, if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, which is more priority, 1 or 4?
One only.
Which is
One.
urgent?
One.
1 is urgent, right? You take like a token number 1, token number 2, token number 3, token number 4. Who you call first? Token number 1 or token number 4?
One.
1.
Token number 1 is first. So whatever is your urgent is P1, or whatever is not urgent is P1.
Urgent is
Whatever
P1.
is urgent, it is P1.
Whatever is urgent is P1. In your interview, they will ask what P1 tickets you assigned, you worked on. Tell me any P1 ticket. P1 ticket means urgent ticket. Now urgent ticket means you should know what are we talking here. Everything is a ticket, but certain things are urgent, certain things are not urgent. For certain thing, if I help you tomorrow, it is okay. For certain thing, I have to help within 1 hour.
Yes.
For example, I am watching TV. I am watching IPL cricket match. I asked you to give me some water. Is it urgent for me?
No.
You can give me after 10-15 minutes also. It is okay. I am eating food. I am having my lunch. I am having my dinner. I asked for water. Is it okay if you give me after 30 minutes?
No.
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 While watching TV, IPL cricket match, it is okay even if you come with water after some time. I'll not say anything. Even if you give, I will not drink there, right? I'll keep it there on my table. I'll not even open the cap of the bottle. I don't even drink sometimes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
But when I'm eating food, when I need water, is it okay if you give after some time later on?
No.
No. It's urgent.
I'll make noise. I'll make noise if you don't give water. I'll shout. I'll get angry
Yes.
because situation is different. I am only here. I am only there. One time at the dining table, asking for water. One time on the sofa set, asking for the water. Situation changed. My reaction changed.
Yes.
Yes.
Meaning, depending on the scenario, you also need to understand what is priority, what is not priority. If you tell me one help that you did to your father or to your mother, to your parents, to your friends, can I say that yesterday my father is watching IPL cricket match, I gave him a glass of water? Okay, is that a help?
No.
Or I will tell yesterday my father was having dinner, I gave him a glass of water. Is this a help?
Yes.
Which one you consider?
While taking food only.
Alright? Meaning you need to slowly understand both are correct only. But the situation is making you decide what is correct, what is not correct, what you will accept, what you will not accept. Meaning in general, are we able to receive it and then understand it properly or not if somebody is telling like this?
Yes.
Similarly, when we talk in the interview, your interviewer also can easily understand these points. Like you are giving water while watching the cricket, you are giving water while having food. There is a difference or not?
Yes. Difference there.
When you tell any support ticket to your interviewer will also easily understand what is your background. Whether you really worked in a project or you did not work in a project, the way you are talking, kind of tickets that we are mentioning, the other person will easily understand. So we need to make sure whatever you are talking is practical. If you're telling that this is the issue that I received, it has to be a practical issue in any project. And when you're learning SAP FICO, initially when we practice SAP FICO, we all get different errors. Am I right?
Yes.
We all will get different errors. And these errors, whatever we get, you need to make sure these errors, whatever you get, you need to make sure which error is practically possible in the project, which error will never come in the project. Some errors will never come. They'll come only when you practice. Some errors will come only when you do the practice. Meaning, when you are actually telling that you are doing it, at that moment, whatever errors you get, only those errors you'll have to tell. Because during your learning, during your training, you will have a lot of difficulties, you will have a lot of problems. You should never reveal these problems, difficulties to anybody. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Because those are mandatory for everyone. For example, you're learning something, let's say you're learning how to cook food. Initially, your output will not come properly, right? You will make more salt, you will make more spicy, water is more, this is more, that is more. Yes or no?
Yes.
And when you tell to somebody, can you tell all these mistakes? That this is all the mistakes I made, I rectified it.
No.
Because these are all the learnings, mistakes that you did as part of your learning, which you are not supposed to tell anybody. Everybody understands. If you are telling this thing, these are all the silly mistakes.
Yes.
And these are the mistakes that are happening while you're learning something. Even in your SAP, while learning, you will get many errors. Don't assume, don't think that, okay, I am getting error. Each error is a ticket. Each error is a problem user is facing. Let me tell the same thing to the interviewer. People will talk like this also in the interviews. But these are all mistakes. The tickets that you're talking are the tickets that you should practically get in a project. Meaning they are supposed to be acceptable by any person who is taking an interview. If when you get some time, what you do is on Google search SAP FICO support tickets. What you will search?
Support tickets in SAP.
Right? Support tickets in SAP or SAP FICO support tickets. You will get a lot of content. Just have a look at it. Spend just 5 to 10 minutes. Don't spend long time on it. When you are free, 5 to 10 minutes you spend SAP FICO tickets in project in real time. See what you are getting. And you will understand. And when we start practicing each topic, you will practically realize what could be a ticket, how you will get the work, how you have to resolve anything. You will find huge difference between these two, and you will see whatever the practical error that a user will get, nobody will get. You will not get them in the Google. In short, if you are working in a project, if I say I am a shared resource, if I am saying that I am a shared resource, I am working for one client or I am working for multiple clients at a time.
Multiple clients.
If I am a shared resource, I am working for multiple clients at a time. Majoritarily as a shared resource, in which kind of a project I will work?
Support project.
Support.
Support project. For example, if let's say I am working as a shared support consultant in below two projects. One, let's say Apple, two is Sony. Possible or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Clear everyone? Easily possible?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, as per the system landscape, if I have to log into Apple SAP or if I have to log into Sony SAP, Apple SAP contains how many systems?
3.
3.
Three. What are those three? Development,
Development, quality, production.
Quality production.
production. Sony?
Same as it.
Same.
As it
Same.
is.
Sony also same. Now, each point is called as a connection. Each point is called as a connection. In short, Apple development is connection number one. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Apple quality,
Yes.
second connection. Third one will be
Production.
correct or not?
Correct.
If I am working on Sony,
Same as usual will come.
Sony development connection number 4. Quality connection number 5. What about production? What is connection sequence?
6.
6.
Is this correct? If I'm working on as a support project consultant for 2 clients, do I need to have these 6 connections or not?
Yes.
Yes, we need.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, if you go to SAP logon pad like this, you will find connection. You have the names here. These names will be like this. These names will be like this. So on my SAP logon pad, how many lines I should find? If I'm working for Apple and Sony,
Lines.
6. 6.
6 lines I should find. If I'm not finding 6 lines, it is correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
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 Incorrect. Okay, by looking at 6 lines, if I'm getting confused, something is wrong with my understanding or not on FICO. Why 6 are there? Right? Because when you learn SAP FICO, when you practice SAP FICO, you will find only one line like this
Yes.
on your SAP logon pad. While practicing, while learning SAP FICO, you will find only one line like this. What you do, you open whenever you want to practice, you will go to desktop. Okay, you will go to desktop, you will double click on what? SAP logon. You will get like this, you will find like this, double click on this, you will put your ID, you will put your password, you will start practicing it. This becomes a routine for your 3-month, 4-month, 6-month SAP FICO learning. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Majority, this is what happens. Now, without any point or unconsciously, without our notice or without any intention, you are blindly fixing in your mind SAP logon pad means you will find only connection. This is how you log in. You will find one, double click, put ID, password. We are not even thinking why there is only one line. Okay, while putting this, I'm giving only ID, password, but above there is a number. This is something called a client. What is this client number? Here it is 800. In the project, what numbers will be there? We don't even give a thought to it. Am I correct?
Yes.
Because for us to log in, you need ID, password. You will put ID, password, you will start practicing. These mistakes we should not do, because this is possible only when you are learning SAP FICO. Tomorrow you will be continuously learning SAP FICO, or one fine day you will work in SAP FICO project.
We'll work in project.
Right? One fine day we will work in a project. In the project, in the entire world, no world you will find like this. Am I correct? One connection.
Yes.
Because everywhere development, quality, production is there, and you are an end user or you are a consultant. Who are you?
Consultant.
You are a consultant, so you will definitely require development, quality, production 3, and you should find 3 here. And if you go to connection, here you have multiple,
Yes.
and if you go to favorites, here you have only one.
Yes.
Alright, if I go to favorites only one, I can put my ID, password, I can proceed further. No questions, no confusion. When I go to connection, I need to understand. For example, if I am working for Apple project, I should go to Apple system and do the changes. I should go to Apple project, Apple system, see what it is. If I'm getting a ticket from Apple client, if I'm logging into Sony, is this okay?
No.
Anything is SAP only, no? It's okay, I will do it in Sony system, Apple system. I should know what is this ticket related to, where I should log in. You should have clear clarity or not, without any confusion.
Yes. Required
Yes.
clarity.
Otherwise, we cannot work. Next day, we will be out of the project. Next day, because we are giving an impression to the other person that we do not even know how to log into SAP. That is what the meaning of it.
Yes.
That's what the meaning of it. We are correct, but we are confused. Our confusion is valid only, but the stage at which you are getting this confusion is invalid. And these confusions should be eliminated even before you log into SAP.
Yes.
It is not that you practiced SAP for 3 months or 6 months after getting job. While you're working in a project, you're getting a confusion. That confusion at that moment, nobody will accept. And make sure, even before you log in, anytime you look at SAP logon pad, you should find minimum 3 lines. Minimum how many? 3 lines, something like this. Development, quality, production. In any project when you're working, you will work casually or you will work for a project.
Project.
You will work for a project. Project means a client name like Apple, Sony.
Yes.
All right. You assume, when I say you assume that, okay, when I do the practice, let me practice for assuming Apple company, or I will practice my SAP FICO assuming Sony. You assume any company name, it is okay, which you feel you are comfortable with. And in your SAP logon pad, accordingly you create Apple development, Apple quality, Apple production, or Sony development, Sony quality, Sony production. But you should know which client are you going to take. For practice purpose, creating anything will not work. What you are creating, what you are understanding, what you practice should be aligned. Then only you will have that clarity. Without any additional effort, you will by default remember all the key points from a consulting point of view. Because when you put your resume tomorrow, when you talk to somebody tomorrow, you'll have to tell, currently I am working for Apple project. And when you're relating it, when you're practicing, okay, now I'm doing it, this should be done in development, I'm doing it, it should be done in production, I'm doing it, it should be done in quality or development. Accordingly, you will understand based on the activity where to go, how to do. We need to have clear cut understanding without any confusion. In short, if you look at SAP logon pad, minimum how many lines you should have?
3.
3 lines minimum, it should be there. If you are finding like this, it is correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
It is incorrect. You will not say anywhere like this. Or you ask your friends who are working on FICO as consultant, just ask them to share their SAP logon pad screenshot. This alone, ask your friend to please send me this picture and then see. Anybody who is working on FICO consultant, do you find only one connection like this, or you will find multiple?
Multiple. Rajat.
You will never find one. One you will find only when you're practicing, only when you're learning SAP FICO. And when we want a clear-cut punchline stating, I want a real-time SAP FICO, first start from this connection number of lines. Then only let's think about what is real-time. Your logon pad itself is not real-time here. Am I correct?
Yes.
If I have a single line, my SAP logon pad itself, before I log into SAP itself, it is not real-time. Straightforward.
Yes.
Then the remaining real-time, whatever we think, is a big question mark.
Yes.
Right? Points may be small, but it will have huge difference when you're talking to somebody in the market. Literally, we feel ashamed sometimes. We feel very uncomfortable that you cannot even open your mouth for this basic fundamental thing. And that kind of a situation you should never come across. Does not mean you will come to this situation, but you never know what happens in future, right? Somebody might ask anything and you may get into a situation where your basics will help you out. And make sure your basics will really help you. Your basics will not put you in trouble. Now, if you put any of this When you're trying to logging into the system, you need to understand how you will log into the system. And here you have client number. Here you have client number and you have ID password. If I put my ID, if I put my password, now I am inside SAP. If I put ID, if I put password, I am now inside SAP.
Yes.
Now we were talking about different systems, right? Development, quality, production. We need to understand in development how many clients will be there. Now this client is what we are referring to as this number. There is a 3-digit number like this you will have. In development, how many you will have clients?
2.
Somewhere you will have 2, somewhere you will have 3. 2 is correct answer, 3 is also correct. Okay, and let's say you take 100, 110 and then 200. How many we listed?
3.
We listed 3. In short, on an average in development, how many clients will be there? 3. Development 100, development 110, development 200. Which module consultant are you?
FICO.
Okay, let's say I will put FICO here, I will put FICO here, I will put ABAP here. How many are relevant to you as a FICO?
2.
3.
FICO. This is not FICO, right? 110 will be used by whom?
Technical consult.
Technical.
ABAP is a
consultants.
technical. So, you have anything to do in 110?
No.
No.
No. So, as a FICO, on development system, on how many clients you will work out of 3?
2.
You will work on 2. Client 100, client 200. This is fixed all over the world wherever you go in SAP. Wherever you go in SAP, everywhere it is common. Development 100, development 200. Now you're all talking about configuration, right? Configuration you will do where? 100.
Yes.
You will do configuration here. And then you will also do the testing, creating entries, generating report. And 200 is what? Testing.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So in development, which client you will use for testing?
200.
For testing. Testing it is 200. Testing. Testing is 200. Configuration is 100. Now, if somebody is asking, where do you maintain or where do you do configuration?
100.
What is your answer?
100.
Which 100?
Dev 100.
Development 100.
100.
If you tell only development, your answer is again wrong. You have to tell strictly development 100 is where you do config. Development 100 is where you have configuration. Assume that this is a 3 BHK flat. You have 3 bedrooms. Now this is one room, this is one room, this is another room. And assuming that you are using these 2 rooms. If you put anything in this room and it is not available here, correct?
Yes. Is correct.
You assume that this is one flat, 3 rooms. Let's say you take this flat number 101 or flat number 501 and quality you take flat number 502. Now this is a separate room, this is a separate room, this is a separate room, where you will have easy access. In one flat between two rooms, or two flats between two rooms, which is easy access?
One flat, one room.
I have room 1, room 2 and room 3 here. I also have room 1, room 2 here, assuming. Or let's say I'll have 4, I'll have 5. I have 5 rooms. These 5 rooms are in the same flat or in two different flats?
Two different
flats.
Now assuming access to this is easy or difficult, accessing these rooms.
easy.
Easy.
Why? Because they're all in the same flat. If I wanted to access between these two, then
Difficult.
because these two are two different, right? Completely different flat. This is flat number 501, this is 502. Then what you need to do, you need to shift from 501 to 502. If I want anything, can I simply transfer, or it takes a little time?
It will take time.
Right? It will take some time, right? It is not so easy from here to there I can throw it, right? From room number 1 to room number 2 I can throw whatever I want. But can I throw from 501 flat to 502? I have to be a little careful.
Yes.
I have to be careful while transferring from 501 to 502. In short, these two are two different flats for you. And when you come here, these two are also similar way. When you're looking at these three clients or these two clients, for example, let me remove it. Where we did configuration?
Development 100.
Development.
Development 100. Development alone will not work. You'll have to strictly tell development 100 is where you're doing the config, because in development as a FICO you're logging into 100, you're also logging into 200. 100 is a separate, 200 is a separate. If I put something in room number 1, if I go to and search in room number 2, do I find it?
No.
So I should know what is there in which room and which room is used for what purpose. If I don't have clarity, I'm always confused. Config is always development 100. Wherever you go, it is the same. And you do the testing in 200. And config is only in 100 across SAP. Nowhere you can do the config. So when you do the config in 100, in 200, you put config and testing or only testing?
Only testing.
Only testing.
Here I'll put only config. 200 only testing.
Yes, sir.
In short, in 100 you are not doing the testing. In 200 you are not doing config. You are not doing both at a time, right? In any of the system.
Yes.
Here I am not writing a config and a testing. Here I am not writing a config and a testing. Either I am putting a config or I am putting only testing. Why? Because that is how it has to be done. That is how it has to be done. In 100, you should do only configuration, nothing else. In 200, you should do only testing, nothing else. Now, if I have to test it, I'll have to bring the config. Now,
Yes.
if you go back to your data flow, where did we write it? This is your configuration. Where you do this config? Development 100 strictly.
Yes.
This is coming from development 100. Now, master transaction report. Can we call these three as testing?
Yes.
Yes.
When you're talking about a testing, you should know what are you testing, right? Testing means checking only. You will check
Yes.
whether it is correct or not, whether it is working fine or not. That
Yes.
is related to master. You will test master data, you will test transaction data, you will test reports. Now, when you do a testing, is testing possible without configuration?
No.
No.
No. Is configuration to testing are done in same system or in two different systems?
Different
Different.
systems.
Different.
Two different. Now config is done in where? Development 100.
100.
Testing is done in what?
200.
Development 200.
Development 200.
Clear?
Yes.
But without config, I cannot do the testing. Then what I need to do? I need to bring a config from 100 to 200.
Yes. Yes.
I need to bring configuration from 100 to 200. Here is where you will use copy of configuration. What you will do?
Copy of configuration.
We copy config using what you will use here? Which T code?
SCC1.
We'll see.
SC
C1.
SCC1. You will do the config in development 100, but to do the testing in 200, because in 200 only testing is allowed. And how you will bring the config? You will copy the config with which T code?
SCC1.
SCC1.
With SCC1 T code you will bring it. This point alone you remember. This point alone you remember now. Tomorrow I will make you understand what is this quality, what we do there, and how you will bring a config there. But before that, this you should not have any confusion. You assume in such a way that you got a job and you are working for XYZ company. Everybody will have your dream companies. I want to work for Deloitte, I want to work for Infosys, I want to work for PwC. Yes or no?
Yes.
Assume that you got job in your dream company and say that now you are allotted to two projects. You take any client name, it is okay, but it has to be a proper name. Don't write client 1, client 2, put a name to it. Put a name to it. If you do not know what name you have to put, everybody is currently working in one or the other companies. Right? Those who are working for one or the other companies. Your current company, assume your client. Let's say you're working in Genpact. Assuming you're working in Genpact, and in Genpact you will see there are so many clients that they are providing support for. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Like that, you take any one client name and then assume. Write like this. In place of Apple, I want you to replace another name. In place of Sony, I want you to replace another name, and write these 6 connections and list out these points. Make sure in development you will strictly put 3 clients, strictly the same number, and understand 100 what are we doing, 200 what are we doing, and how you are bringing configuration from 100 to 200 you should know. You're not supposed to log into SAP, but you should know these points. Am I clear? And if I tell tomorrow that if you have assigned it to 3 projects, then how many connections you should have on your logon pad?
9.
9.
3 into 3, 9. 3 development, 3 quality, 3 production. Alright. Now, if I am looking at, let's say Fiori. In Fiori, it is URL.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
In Fiori, it is URL. Now, in Fiori, if you wanted to open, or in Google Chrome or in any browser, if you wanted to open a website frequently, do you always go to www.google.com, or you will simply click on the favorite bookmark?
Simply I forward.
right? You will either add it to favorites, you will either add it to bookmark. This everybody must be aware of. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
For everything, you will have a Fiori link and you will be bookmarking them on your browser. When you go to your browser, you will add a bookmark on your browser. This bookmarking and all I will show you tomorrow, because if we see at a time, we get confused. Today, just try to understand on these basic fundamental point: development, quality, production, how you log into it as a FICO consultant, where we log in, and how you will bring a config to the testing a client. And also remember, when you're talking about testing, what are the 3 points that you should remember?
Development.
What do we test? Testing. What do you test? Those 3 points.
Master data,
Master data,
Master data, transaction,
transaction
and
data,
report, and
reports.
Right?
transaction data.
Master data, transaction data, report. Only 3 points that you will be testing, nothing beyond this. Master, transaction, report. When somebody is talking about testing, they are referring to master, transaction, report. That's it. And to do this testing, config is required. Config is required based on the client requirement. Everything is interconnected or not?
Yes.
Right? Everything is interconnected. Slowly we need to make sure we are not getting a confusions first. We'll have to eliminate the confusions first, and then when we start looking into the system, it is clear for everybody. Right from day one, when you log into the SAP, I want you to understand what are you doing in system. It is not that I am showing something, you're doing something. It should be like whatever you're doing, you should have a clarity, and you should be in a position to take your own example, bring your own example output in your system for your company code. For that, all these fundamental confusions should never be there with anyone. All right, just put this effort for now. In short, this is what I want everybody to write. Assume that you are in a company and you are working for 2 clients. Write down like this. Don't copy paste it. Literally type on the Excel sheet or take pen paper, write on it. So that one time effort, you should never forget. Development 100, what is it, what you do? Development 200, what is it, what you do? There should be no confusion. Even when you are sleeping, if somebody is asking, you should be in a position to answer without any confusion. So don't by heart it, understand it in such a way. Simple effort will make you remember things without much difficulties. Because as we move forward, I will be giving you different assignment for you to work practically to get hands-on experience, hands-on feeling. Okay, fine then. So let us stop it for this now. And the remaining portion we will continue in tomorrow's session.
Hello.